Hi again, everybody. My name is Greg Anderson, and this is the Good Timekeeping Show with Greg Anderson. And today I want to do a quick review of these two watches here. These are two different versions of the WV-200R from Casio. Now, the WV-200R is a new kind of revised edition of this old WV-200A. So you may have been familiar with the WV-200A. It was available, in this black, and there was a red one, this one here with metal on it. Okay, so these basically do the same thing here, except it's an updated module, whereas the older WV-200A had atomic time reception for the United States radio-controlled timekeeping broadcast out of WWVB in Colorado. It also worked with the one in the UK. But this one here, both of these add Multiband 5. So not just the US and the UK, but also there's a transmitter out of Germany, and there are two in Japan. So all 5 of those, if you're in the right time zone and have the right setting on your watch, it could be receiving from any of those 5 automatic, radio-controlled time sources. So that's basically what Wave Ceptor means here. This watch will try to automatically set itself every night at midnight, and if it goes for just a few minutes, and if it's not successful, it'll try again 1 hour later. If it's not successful, it'll try again an hour after that. But if it is successful, then it will stop trying until the next night after midnight. So that's how the radio-controlled timekeeping Wave Ceptor technology works. Down here, if you press this button marked receiving, it'll tell you the last time it was able to get its radio-controlled information to set itself to the right time and date. And that was today when I was playing with it this morning. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's look at the home screen where you have the day of the week, the date, and also a 6-digit time right there. That could be in AM, PM mode, or in 24-hour mode. And then the next mode is your world time mode, and you can choose a time zone from all around the world. You change that by pressing the receiving button down here. And as you see here, the local time is still being shown right there in the middle of the screen, and your world time is being shown right here at the bottom of the screen. And as I scroll around the world, that adjusts to show me the time in all those other different locations. Next mode is a countdown timer, and this can be set to any number of minutes from 1 minute all the way up to 60 minutes. So up to a 60-minute countdown timer there. I can start and stop it with this button. I can reset it with this button here, and I can change the duration by holding the adjust button and going up or down using these buttons on the side to decide how long I want that countdown timer to run. The next mode is a stopwatch mode, and it's a 1-hour stopwatch showing minutes, seconds, and hundredths of a second with your split time or lap time right there. And when the stopwatch is stopped, you can reset it using that adjust button. And then finally, you have an alarm mode, and I can set that to whatever time I want. Let's go ahead and set that to, say, 7 a.m. And when I do that, alarm is activated right there. And you can see on the screen, both alarm and hourly signal are active right now. If I touch this receiving button right now, I can kind of scroll through my options. Now, neither one of those is set to go. Now, just the alarm. Now, just the hourly signal. And now they're both set to go. So you can set that however you want. Those are all of your modes. When you want to set the watch, when you first get it, you set the correct time zone, whatever time zone you are, and then the radio-controlled timekeeping will try to update your time if you're close enough to one of those atomic time transmitters. I can change the time zone by using this button down here to scroll as though I'm going eastward on the map, or I can go the other direction, westward on the map using this upper button, but I'm going to take it right back to the Denver time zone or the Mountain time zone in the United States where I am. You'll notice there a little box that says DST for daylight saving time or summer time, and that is showing that yes, pointing down to this time right here, yes, it is showing daylight saving time in this lower box right here. That's what those indicators mean for the daylight saving time up there in the middle when you're in a different mode. Daylight saving time pointing down to this when you're in this mode here. Okay, my next mode when I'm setting up here, if I want daylight saving time to change automatically when it receives its time information, then I set that to auto, or I can have daylight saving time always be off or always be on, but I'll leave it on automatic. This is where you can choose your 24-hour or 12-hour display there on your time. That affects all the modes of the watch. And next, this is where you can manually set the time and the date by scrolling through all of these options. If you set the time manually and the date manually to something that's not the actual time and date, then when you receive, when this receives its atomic time information, then it will update to the correct time and date. And let's see, next, this is where the day of the week can be abbreviated with different languages. English, this is Spanish, French, Portuguese, German, Italian, Chinese, Russian, or Japanese for that day of the week abbreviation. I will leave it on English, however, for me. And here you can display the date as the month, then the date, or you can have date and then month for the date display. And that is all of your setups there. If you want to know the last time it was able to receive, go right there. Shows you when it was able to get its atomic time information. And then if you don't want to wait until the middle of the night for this to try to set itself, you can manually make it start trying to set itself anytime you want by pressing and holding this receive button. Just hold that for a couple seconds, and then as you see there, it's starting to try to receive this number 1, number 2, and number 3 on that circle. Those are going to indicate that reception is at a level 1, level 2, or level 3 being the best. Right now, reception is not good because I have video gear near here that's causing some radio reception problems. See, number 1 started to blink. But what I really want in order to get really good reception here is for level 3, for all 3 of these to be blinking and for a sustained amount of time. And that'll probably happen tonight. Reception is best overnight, and when all this video gear is not turned on, that's when that's going to happen. The backlight on this watch is, look at that, a kind of a neat little amber LED backlight, so that's kind of fun. Stays on for, what is that, about 3 seconds. So that looks pretty good. Again, this one over here, same. If you compare that to the older version, this was an electro-luminescent backlight. So they have updated with the new module to LED backlights there. These two watches are the same except for the colors. They use module 3477, and it runs off a lithium battery, a CR1620 battery, which should go for 3 years or maybe more between battery changes. It will be accurate because of the Multiband 5 reception. It'll be able to set itself to the right time and stay accurate. If that atomic time reception is not working well, or if you've turned it off, then it will still be accurate to within 15 seconds per month. So a nice, solid quartz watch, 200-meter water resistant, not quite as tough as a G-Shock, but still pretty good, especially maybe a starter watch for a young person. I got these for somewhere between $40 and $45 online. I've seen this one at Walmart stores. There's also a tan version of it that I've seen at some Walmart stores and online, all for about the same price. A good budget-friendly starter watch if you're getting into atomic time reception built into your watches. And that's about it for now. I hope you'll join me later for more episodes of the Good Timekeeping Show.